Okay, today is Monday, March 18th, 2019. Okay. My father was interesting last night. He sent me a series of dreams, but it was just like, okay, that's interesting, because he wasn't saying much yet yesterday. He was kind of pissed. Okay, I'll tell him. My friend, who had been helping me, called himself checking in on me. And he says, how's it going? I said, it's going. I managed to come up with enough money to get me through uh, this Saturday. Actually, more like Friday, but they'll get me through Saturday if need be. I'll make it. It'll happen. I ain't worried about it. I'll make it happen. He'll make it happen. And I still got some stuff that I'm working on that's out there, but I have to be stationed there in order to get it. Things of that nature. I mean, I brought him up to speed. I said, okay, and I said all that, and he didn't respond. He didn't say anything. And the thing is, I had to reflect on the dream that my father sent me, where my shit was stolen from me, meaning that the stuff that I had in storage, because my friend was in the dream, and he called himself helping me, and he was trying to jumpstart some shit. But the thing is, what he was trying to jumpstart was not working. And it was all symbolism, because I've been friends with this man a number of years, and I know for a fact that he works in IT, and he was trying to make this system work that he could not get to work. In the sense that my father told me straight up, he says, when he stops taking care of you, then I will take care of you, and there will be hell to pay. And in the dream, I lost my shit, and I was pissed, because I could not get it back. There was no way for me to get it back. It was gone. So that meant that I was angry. I was livid. And I said everything in arrears or to come will now change. I damned it all. My friend was there. He was there by my side. Fire consumed it all. Now, see, fire is cleansing to me. Fire is ritualistic, and fire is what's necessary. Sometimes you do away with all the bullshit. So the question is, what can I teach you that you don't already know? What have I been telling you that you don't already know? And why are you still trying to play a narrative that doesn't even work? Certain things are not going to change, not overnight, because it's going to require work on your part, and it's going to be difficult for you. And that's not my problem. Many of you are going to continue to call on, Christ, your faith and your belief in Him. That's not my problem. As it was written, so it shall be. Deny me before my Father what you already have done, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, and I will deny you before Him, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. You don't know who I am, but you know who all these other people are that you go to, as far as spiritual advisors and mediums and more are concerned. I looked at the View, the live stream this morning, and they touched upon, the psychic phenomenon, Sedona and stuff, and Megan McCain she even chimed in and said, when I feel out of sorts, I go to that vortex that's in Sedona, because she's from Arizona, and she knows all about it, and she believes in it. We know Whoopi does, not because she won an Oscar doing Ghost, but because she believes in that shit anyway. That's why she was able to play that role. Now, Joy says, I believe people have gifts, but at the same time, I had a hairdresser who they asked him in an ad, was he good with people? And he said yes, and now he's a psychic. Joyce, she spoke volumes of truth there. Yeah, everybody has gifts, but to what level? And how do you stir them up? Now, many of you call yourself practicing psychics, mediums, mystics, and more, but you do realize that that's all it is. It's a practice. It's not an exact science. It's no different than the medical sciences or the applied sciences that when it comes to, metallurgy or nuclear physics and stuff of that nature. It only works when it works, and when it doesn't, all manner of hell breaks loose. So who the fuck am I? I'm not defined by you, just like you are not defined by me. You might sit there and say that you're a Christian, but if you did not find the church, meaning that if you did not found it, then that means that you must actually now get testimony to that which did found it. And as far as you're concerned, he's coming back, but you don't know when he's coming back. And you could be talking to him right now, but at the same time you say, no, I ain't talking to him right now, because you know why. To admit that you're talking to me right now and know that I find fault with you means that you didn't handle your fucking business. Those who believe in reincarnation have one better on you than you who do not. Those of you who fall in for any kind of a lie will fall in for all manner of lie. But at the same time, you call yourself studied and to show yourself approved. How exactly does that work? Pray tell. Tell me why I'm not my father's son. Oh, because I can duplicate some shit that other people have done that they shouldn't have been doing anyway? As if I didn't do it first? It's not nice to fool with Mother Nature. Joseph Ditto holding his little salons. I think it's interesting that, they like to call what they do salon work. You know what salons are? They're like places where you go get your hair done. Your hair, well, it's supposed to be tied to the cranium. They wash it, color it, make it what they think is beautiful, and they'll tell you it's beautiful. You might sit there and say, I have to get used to that. Oh yeah, you do. But they're going to tell you, you look great. And you'll go out on the street and some people look at you and say, girl, what you do your hair? Or others sit there and say, oh, that's cute. Where'd you get that done? What am I supposed to teach you people? You say you are an expression of the divine. It does not make you divine. You might have been divinely orchestrated, but it does not make you divine. You're an expression of the divine, given free will to co-create that which is you within that which is it. This you should get. Like I said, you ain't. I don't see you casting out any demons. I see you swaying people in your direction. But see, why would a demon cast out itself? Yeah, I know. That can apply to you too. Well, in the day of old, when Christ first came along, he was demonized by those who said they were running the show. So, what's your point? You don't want to have an argument of nonsensical with that which you say is nonsensical. That which should not know. Oh, I know who I am. I know who my father says I am. And I know who I am to you. I'm family. I'm your friend. Pray tell, for some of you, I was your lover. But at the same time, we couldn't all just get along. What did my brother tell me? It wasn't about me leaving. And I told him, well, yes, it is. What did I tell you? I knew that when my mother passed and my grandmother was gone, my paternal grandmother, because my maternal grandmother had died when I was like about 6 or 7 years old. I'm talking about my father's mother. When she passed on, and then the only one left was my mama. And I knew that when anything happened to that lady, I was done with that family. And so it came to be. I didn't will in the timing of their deaths. I didn't will in the timing of anything other than when I decided to no longer hold my tongue and told my family what I thought about them. And they didn't like it. And they unfriended me, banding together in their little camps, saying I didn't know them. Oh, no. I knew you well enough to push a button with you. I knew you well enough to piss you off. I knew you well enough to tell you to get the fuck out of my life. I knew you well enough to know that you can't come back at me, because if you come knocking at my door, you won't get in. I knew you well enough to change every name that was on the docket for you as a beneficiary to anything that was mine. And there's still stuff out there that is mine that I can't touch because I'm not of retirement age. But I won't give it to you. So don't tell me I don't know my family. And please don't tell me I don't know you, who you are as my friend. I don't need to put up a thing and say my friends will know me, because my friends have already demonstrated who they are. Now, I'm fond of the word acquaintance. It means I'm acquainted with you. I don't look to you for anything. I don't expect anything from you. Why? Because it's established fact. We lost touch a long time ago, and even then, when we were in touch, we weren't as in touch as you think we were. I was looking at that shit. Schooled. I shouldn't call it shit. I mean, the show is cute. It's a spin-off of the Goldbergs. You know, the girl goes back to high school and is a high school teacher, trying to find her way back in life because, you know, she wanted to be a rock star and all that kind of shit. So now she's out there teaching. And at the end, the way they close the show is cute because they actually talk to the people who inspired the stories and stuff, because they're still alive, a lot of them. I don't think they really talked about anybody who wasn't there. And they talk about what's it like to be betrayed, have me betray you and all that kind of stuff. How accurate am I and all that nature. And they, you know, they share little tidbits that they wrote in credits, which is cute. It really is cute. And because the thing is, you have to think about something, people. From kindergarten all throughout high school, I had teachers who I admired, and I had teachers I thought were a piece of shit. I knew how passionate they were about learning, or dispassionate. It really didn't matter what I thought, because they were living their lives. Now, y'all want to sit there and talk about, that's funny. Y'all want to sit there and talk about how people are supposed to be all in this together and all that kind of shit. But at the same time, you're like crabs in a barrel. Seriously. You're trying to get over on one another, using whatever modality you can get, including spirit. See, that is your end game. Because now you're being taught to trust your intuition. And you were trusting your intuition all along. That's how stupid you were. See, Lisa Cole was talking about teaching you about your intuition, as if you were not taught to trust your intuition all along, even in houses of worship. And you got the shit wrong. And you burned people who didn't need to be burned. You drowned them. You hung them. You did all that shit. And she says she's bringing you into a new age. No, she's not. She's recycling some old bullshit. And what she's doing is setting you up for a fall. Because she's getting paid for it. She wrote a book. I could look at her and say, girl, please, hang that shit up. In fact, burn it yourself. No, she ain't doing that. She thinks she'd have found a new way to slice some white bread. I'm telling y'all, what you want me to teach you? Seriously. All I can teach you is what I have come to know in and of myself. Even as it comes to how it may affect you. And I choose not to let it affect you by reeling myself in. You spend so much time in the mirror talking about how much you loved yourself because nobody else did, that you will go out there and put all kind of bullshit out there in the belief that now you're bringing hell into a world that is steady going to hell in a handbasket. You will put your head in the sand and ignore everything else that's going on out there as you sitting there talking about I'm spreading light and love and I'm sending angels, and bitch, you ain't doing nothing but mouthing your... That's what you're doing. You sound just like that. And no, I ain't talking about people who do have a problem legitimately with speaking. I'm talking about you, who have no problem stringing together words that come from your mouth. But you do have a problem with firing all cylinders because you can't back your shit up. All you have is theory and conjecture. That's like an asshole. We all have one. It either functions or it doesn't. And sometimes that shit gets backed up. And you might need a little Imodium AD to get that shit out. My brother told me straight up that I was full of shit. I said, oh yeah, I am. Because I am associated with you. The day that he thought that I cared about what he said to me, and it was really funny, because my nephew had already said it. You know, he was not blood. He was like adopted into the family. He was trying to school me on how I should be behaving with my mother, his grandmother. And I'm looking at him, and he's like, well, you know, they say you don't go by the house and stuff. No. My father told me, he said, they need to be looking after your mother because I'm talking to you now and I need to prepare you for what's to come. And that little crack addict, drug dealer, whatever, and his wife was a piece of work in and of herself. He assumed I was on dope. I wasn't on dope. I was following my father's instructions. But he had the nerve to say to me that he would let nothing keep him from his mother, talking about Miss Jennifer. But his biological mama, that he went in pursuit of, did keep him from Miss Jennifer. I guess he must have forgot that he did that shit. He must have forgot that his sister, Jennifer's daughter by blood, also talked about his ass. He must have forgot that a lot of people in that family talked about his ass, including my mother, who he said I shouldn't let nobody come between me and her. Nobody came between me and her. My mother knew. Because if I sat there before her when I was not supposed to be there, she looked at me like, why are you here? Because I know you're supposed to be doing something else. That's how a gift works, people. I knew where my mother was. And I knew exactly what was going on. My mother was the one who led me to God. The rest of them seem to forget or have forgotten that she imparted those lessons to the whole family as they chose to be straight up assholes. And he said to me, my Uncle Linda says he's proud of me, and I'm so, that means the world to me. I said, boy, if that's all you want to ascribe to, go for it. Because I am not proud of my brother, And that is not a benchmark that I use to show myself as having achieved something, because I know all the shit he has done and then some. And yeah, I said that about my brother because my brother's full of shit, as he told me. And the shit I was full of most of was in belief that he was my brother and had my back, when I know damn well he didn't. And I knew it quite well, to the point that I wasn't even willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. But somebody I knew did, and she didn't know him, just like she didn't know members of her own damn family. Do you want me to read from my book of life some more, people? Because see, I ain't stupid. I know who my friends are and who they're not. And trust me, I grade friendship. And nobody has gotten an A, much less an A+. If you want me to just grade you on friendship, now if you want me to grade you on an acquaintance, which actually doesn't carry the same weight, and at the same time, it's so easily broken. In the sense that you sit there and say, oh, I don't believe in that. I'm going to unfriend him. Oh, he done hurt my feelings. Yeah, I did it just like that. Man up, motherfuckers. Real men eat quiche. Real men eat whatever they need to eat to survive. That means they might not like what they eating, but they're going to eat it anyway. I don't need to eat no fried crickets to know that if that's all there is for me to eat, and if I want to survive, that's what I'm going to eat. That's what I'm going to eat. I will develop a taste for it. Y'all already know that, don't you? As you put out the little pictures of flies landing on people's faces and stuff, and talking about feed the children. And just, you know, for the price of a cup of coffee. You can feed all these kids, but that money never makes it there. Sally Struthers didn't miss no meals. She really didn't. I mean, South Park picked on her relentlessly. That shit was funny, but it was true. Some washed up has-been actress. Where's she at now? The last thing I know about Sally Struthers was that she was about feeding the children. And the South Park said she was eating the children. Does that mean I believe in all things South Park? Hell the fuck no. They talk about everybody. Because really they talk about themselves. I give them credit for self-identifying their own ignorance and then doing the work to change it. And you say, you ain't doing that. I like that. My own ignorance believed in you as a people. I told my father, I said, I can live with the world the way it is. He said, no, you can't. He kicked me in the gut. And he made me Job. That's a story. It's in the Bible. Do you know the reason why Job had everything put upon him? He was afflicted and more. It was because he believed in mankind, the goodness of mankind. He lost his family, he lost his friends, he lost everything. He didn't care. He sat there and felt bad. He felt sorry for himself. I've gone through all that. I still feel sorry for myself on one level, because I said, why was I so stupid that I didn't realize it sooner? What it shoulda, coulda. But then I wouldn't be who I am I? Or would I? I know who I am. Do I always like what I see when I look in the mirror? Hell, fuck no. That's why I got a haircut. I was looking Grady. The white man got his ass up out of that bed for him. He was mad because I stayed up till like 11:30. I got through looking at the news. And I did not listen to it with earbuds on, because that motherfucker came into that space and asked me straight up, are you pretty much here always? I was like, yeah. It was my sanctuary. He didn't care. Yeah, oh, you don't bother me. Oh, but you bother me. Because see, if I had gotten anything in the moment that I wanted to share with you, I could not share it because he was in there underfoot. Whereas anybody else who had been in that room, they were coming in and out. And for the most part, they weren't in that room. But that motherfucker decided to camp out. Like, colonialism. For what? Cheap rent and free Wi-Fi. He told me what he was there about. Then he took his ass up this morning and went to that dining room table because everybody else was gone. And he out there talking. And he talking loud. To the point where the young man who sleeps in the room off the kitchen had to get up and close that door that's between the kitchen and that other bathroom. Because his voice carries and nobody wants to hear his shit. And that says a lot right there, don't you think? Just because you think you're so good and so kind don't mean you don't get on people's nerves. If I know I get on your nerves, god damn it, don't you think you get on somebody else's? Don't you ever think that your shit is so pristine and so squeaky clean, and just because you put up a pithy saying, that means something to somebody. It means only that much to those who are buying into that same bullshit and nonsense until they realize that it doesn't pay off. So what am I supposed to teach you? As I drink my juice. I ain't had a cup of coffee yet. But I will. I'm going to go up this street. Get a couple of items that I want for my lunch. To go with other things I already have here. And then I'm going to continue to meditate and pray on what my father said. Because one thing he said was we're saying goodbye to this shit. Yeah, I kissed you off. I'm going to be me. I'm going to leave you to be you. And the person I kissed in that dream last night, she was straight up alone too. Told you my dreams is valid. I'm like, why would I dream about that bitch? I loved that bitch at one time. Yeah, you did. Thought I'd spend eternity with her. No, you're not. But you want to know my dream dictionary? Delana Laurie. No. My shit is not for sale, and my shit is not to be shared with you because we're not all in this together. You have your following. I have mine. Now, many of them they just stunned. They don't know what to do. They're like this. Okay. I need a moment to process because I'm not quite feeling, and I'm not saying y'all doing that, but you might as well be. I'm not feeling quite heard. I'm a good person. Okay. I'm going to give you an example of a good person. Yeah, I mean, he can unfriend me if he wants to, but the thing is, he might not want to. I'll tell you why. Tony Jermello, I said God loves you. Because you really are trying to be a good person. Meaning that you know you're flawed. And you know that you don't always make the smartest of choices. But you love your family. And the people that you call friends you love. And you go, all this is generic, but it's not really generic because it's not as commonplace as you might think. So, first off, get that shit out of your head. You have never done anything to me. The worst thing you've ever did, if you want to talk about the worst thing you could have done with me, is to friend me. Seriously, since high school. Come be honest with you. I don't remember you. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm telling you the truth. I don't remember you. I remember the name. But I don't remember the person. which to me is a good thing. Because, see, the person that you might have been then is not the person that exists now. That means you have been working hard to transform yourself into being a better being. So I have nothing to say against you. And why would I want to anyway? You love your family. You love your friends. And the ones you're staying in contact with basically are still in your orbit. But I'm not. I'm down here in LA. I don't come home for reunions and shit like that. In fact, every time they threw out there was going to be a reunion, the first thing I said, I don't want to see them people. I don't know them people. I was bullied in high school. I was a nerd. I was picked on. And that had nothing to do with my sexuality. It just had to do with the fact that I was just weird. You know how it is to feel weird in your own life? That's what people talk about all the time. Now these kids out here committing suicide because they feel weird in their own life. But I don't believe you're that person. I believe one thing you do is you gravitate towards your kids and you sit there and say, there's nothing wrong with you. You can be better than I was, even if I actually fell short in what I once did. That's what I get from God. When you come online and all that kind of shit. But see, then you can't do that now because, like I said, Facebook cut me off. Somebody complained. They said I went against community standards. Bitch, please. You had no standards. That's why your ass always in front of Congress. If you had such good community standards, you wouldn't have to sit there and figure out how you're going to scrub a massacre in 2 mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand. Seriously, y'all people ain't doing shit. They getting paid big money for nothing. They talked about that shit too. That you hire only the creme de la creme. And at the same time, them motherfuckers so out of touch it ain't even funny. But everybody's called under the carpet. Google, they call it under the carpet. Facebook, Instagram. But the thing is, just because you buy some shit up don't mean it's going to be improved upon. You just going to actually spread a business model. See, that's stupidity. There's no diversity in when you try and make everything one. People. Because you can't. The white supremacists have already told you we will not be erased. They said the Jews will not erase us. But they said the same thing about black people, brown people. They said the same thing about anything. You can't erase that. That's you. How you going to erase it? As you sitting there tipping into the slave quarters and producing progeny that you now have to find another way to make divisive as you still tipping back in there and getting some more of that. Ain't nobody erasing you. You being who you are. A straight up asshole. I want to have my cake and eat it too. You can't have your cake and eat it too. If that's the case, why don't you go off to another land? Conquer it and only let white people in. Oh, you can't do that, can you? You can't do that in the United States. Except to be exposed to the monsters that you now are, and you already know that shit. And at the same time, when you do your Ancestry.com and all that kind of shit, you gotta come to terms with that. Santa Claus and all that kind of shit. Oh, well, we ain't even gonna go there. I read the Bible and I know how the story is. I'm gonna flip now. There's people out there to say that shit. Seriously. If you gonna call yourself studying anything anybody has to say, listen to everything they have to say. And then you gonna start laughing. Because you're gonna realize why Buddha laughed. Because people take themselves too seriously. You cast yourself in a part, decided you didn't like the part you cast yourself in, didn't want to play it anymore, and think now I'm supposed to be forgiven. Y'all forget about that. I done rescripted that, and now I'm this person. As if that person is any better. Life is full of trials and tribulations. You know what that is? That means you're going to be tested on everything you go through, and at the same time, it's always in hardship. And you sitting there talking about, no. It's all about love and all that kind of shit. What you love, what you don't love, and all that kind of shit, and what you speak about. Come on now, Lori Bell Lipton talks more shit than anybody I know. For somebody who's full of love and light, she'll sit there and tell you, I don't understand why y'all doing this shit. Why don't you understand? I thought you was enlightened. Where'd you get your shit from? Come on, girl. Come on, sister girl. Bring it. Oh, I'm psychic. I'm a medium and more. Oh, bitch, I see a ghost down the street here. You looking at me? Hey, how you doing? What's your name? Oh, he says his name is Joseph. Well, I guess down being by a Jewish temple, he would want to be named Joseph. Oh, there's Josiah over there. Oh, no, I ain't talking to none of y'all. I just want you to acknowledge yourself. Because, see, the thing is, those of you who claim you can connect to these things, so can I. I just don't talk to them. Because they're in the world. Slightly out of phase, as Lisa Williams likes to say. And at the same time, you invite them in. Now, they over there. They can't come over here. And they're asking me, what's that all about? Do you think I want to deliver a message for you? No, I'm saying that to them and you. They say they know. You tell us to keep our distance. I thought you had real power. You can't tell spirits to stay back. You have to talk to all these motherfuckers just because. And that's bringing healing to the world. Bitch, please. All the shit that they could not work out in life, they working out through you. You have become slave labor. That's how stupid you are. I ain't slave labor to them. Some motherfuckers can stay over there until they can find somebody else like you who's willing to open up to. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't open up to them. I don't like them. Just like I don't like you. Love you. We know how much love goes around here. But like actually carries more weight now. Because see, we don't abuse the people we like. But the people we love, we abuse. But you don't want to talk about that, do you? Because it sounds too much like making sense. And you don't want to make sense. You want to sit there and convince the world that you're a better person. Oh, okay. The whole world's out there. I'm just one soul. You don't have to worry about that. Seriously. Nobody does. Until you do. Then you're going to sit there and be mad. Because you're going to sit there and say, if he came back and he passed me by, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. Make your way to the house of the Lord the best way you can. Because you say our road leads to heaven. Michael Long believes that shit. I saw him crying at the table. The kitchen table. That's a place of preparation. Where he was eating little pieces of cheese. Jesus. You know, for a little bit of money and stuff. I guess he's still out there. I don't know. I don't follow him anymore. He unfriended me. Little gay son. His wife, she had lupus and diabetic. I mean, they had shit going on. Everybody got some shit going on. I got shit going on, people. But the thing is, what I'm not doing is tripping off of you. I'm going to make my way into the house of the Lord and leave you. But my father says, you ain't going anywhere with this shit. what it is. Alright, let me go up this street and get my little breakfast items and come back down here and eat. And as far as the rest of you concerned, you figure out what anything means to you, because really, when everything is said and done, the second coming was about you going it alone. You can group together all you want to, but it is written that you will have to forsake your brother, or your mother, your father. You're going to have to forsake somebody for that which you want. And it ain't got shit to do with me. It's got everything to do with you. You're already doing that. It's in the Bible. I came to fulfill the word, not to change it. You believe you can change the world and not fulfill it. I think that's funny. How you going to change the word yet not fulfill it? When I came to fulfill the word but not change it. And you base everything that you do upon anything that I once taught. Well, that is a dilemma. How'd I do, Daddy? He called me a bitch again. Remember I told you he showed his feminine side and she was a bitch? He wanted me to bring that bitch out of me too. I'm his mini-me. Oh, he just counted down.